Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I'm Randy and this is a contest entry, and it's a contest entry for Christian at CGC Vinyl. He is celebrating 1 year in the VC, hence his contest 365, or 365 days in the year. And he wants us to show 3 albums from one genre, 6 albums from another genre, and 5 albums from another genre is his contest. And he wants you to subscribe to his channel and to like his original video and post a video of your own. And so that's what I'm doing. And I will post a link down below to his original video in case you want to participate. I think you have till the 10th of March to complete this. Anyway, so let me get started here. Let's say that Christian showed Motown, girl punk bands from the 90s, and British Invasion were his 3. So my 3 are going to start out with, the first genre is jump blues, which is really kind of a precursor to rock and roll. And the first one I'm going to show, which these are like mostly from the 40s and early 50s. First one I'm going to show is Joe Liggins and his Honey Drippers and Darktown Strutter's Ball. This is a compilation because most of these were on 78s or 45s back in the day. There's Joe Liggins right there at the piano. Great piano player, kind of in the mode of Amos Milburn, if you might know him. Amos Milburn is noted for doing the original One Bourbon, One Scotch, One Beer that George Thorogood later did. And this was on reissue label Jukebox Lil, which I wasn't really familiar with, but this is a great compilation of Joe Liggins' work. Next one I'm going to show is Wynonie Harris. This is a Rock Mr. Blues. Rock was a common term back in the jump blues days for sex, basically. But rock and roll incorporated that when that became a big thing. So anyway, this was on Charlie, which is a great British reissue label. And Wynonie Harris was kind of known as the king of the risque songs. I'll just show up here. You can see some of the titles on here. But Good Morning Judge is one I really like, and Sitting on It All the Time. But Old Quiet Whiskey, but yeah. Great album by Wynonie Harris. And the next one I'm going to show is Roy Brown. This is a reissue or a compilation put out by Route 66 Records. And Roy Brown is famous for the song Good Rockin' Tonight, which Elvis Presley later covered and made a hit with it. But there's some of the songs from good old Roy Brown. My next genre with 6 entries is power pop. I'm going to start off with a guy named Lanny Flowers. This is his album Home. I think it's 3rd studio album. This came out as a double album. And Lanny Flowers is a newer artist. This album came out in 2019. In fact, I think it was Goldmine Magazine's Album of the Year. Or at least I think that's what the hype sticker said. Came with a lyric sheet, download card, which I always like, so I can listen to it in my car. But Lanny Flowers is somebody, if you like power pop, is somebody making great power pop now. Like I said, this album came out in 2019 on Spider Pop Records, which puts out some good power pop music. Next is a famous group in power pop circles from Zion, Illinois, and that is Shoes. This is their album Present Tense, which was their sophomore effort. That's my favorite by them. Their debut is also very good as well. This came out in 1979, a great year for power pop. And the group was on the Elektra label. Next, another great album from 1979, and that's Bram Tchaikovsky. This is their debut called Strange Man, Changed Man. Had the big hit on here, Girl of My Dreams, great song. The whole album's pretty good. This is their, like I said, their debut and probably their best album. They were from the UK, from England, and it was on Polydor Records. Next is a local group from my hometown, Kansas City. This is Passerine Dream, which is basically a guy named Dave Tanner. He's also a photographer, so he did the bird photos on the album. At one time he was, I think, Paul McCartney in a Beatles cover band, but he wrote these songs and came out with some great tunes. Also has a cool label with a couple of his bird shots, and really great power pop. And I think you can get it on Bandcamp if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, great album by Passerine Dream, which is basically a guy named Dave Tanner. And last, I'm going to show a couple of classic power pop albums that, if you're a big power pop fan, you should have in your collection. And that's the Dwight Twilley Band, his debut album Sincerely, which came out in 1975 or 76, I'm not sure, on Shelter Records. And the big hit on here was I'm on Fire, which, if you're interested in Dwight Twilley, I'd go check out that song. And like I said, if you're a power pop fan, you should have this one, and you should also have this one in your collection. This is The Records. In England, I think it was called Shades in Bed and had a different cover. Actually like this cover more than the UK pressing. And opens up here. It was just called The Records in the US. And Starry Eyes is the big tune on here, which was played on the radio quite a bit. But this is another essential album if you're like power pop. And the last genre I'm going to show is a genre you don't see much on the VC, and it's country. And this is going to be actually outlaw country. And some of these guys lived lives that are just as crazy as any rock star would live. And I'm going to start off with Johnny Paycheck and the album The Lovin' Machine. This is actually a little before the outlaw country movement, but he was later a part of it. But I wanted to show this one because I think these albums he did with Little Darlin' are the best. And you got songs like Pardon Me, I've Got Someone to Kill, Miller's Cave. Like I said, on the Little Darlin' label, which I think was the best stuff he ever did, was on the Little Darlin' label, Johnny Paycheck. Next I got David Allan Coe, Once Upon a Rhyme. This is the album that had the famous song from Steve Goodman, You Never Even Call Me By My Name, that everybody knows all the words to. And got another pretty country song, Would You Lay With Me in a Field of Stone, which Tanya Tucker or somebody else later made a hit to. Jody Like a Melody, but great album by David Allan Coe. And there it is on the Columbia label. This came out in 1975. And guy with a great vibrato voice, and that's Gary Stewart. This is his album Your Place or Mine, which is one of his best. And the title track was a hit, as well as Drinking Again and 10 Years of This, but all great songs in this one. And it was on the RCA label. But yeah, if you don't know Gary Stewart and you like country, check him out. And then one of the fathers of outlaw country with Willie Nelson and Waylon Jennings was Tom Paul Glaser. This is his album, The Great Tom Paul and His Outlaw Band, for outlaw country. Does a great version of The Wild Side of Life. Also does a great Shel Silverstein song in here, When It Goes, It's Gone Girl. Does the Willie Nelson and Waylon Jennings song, Good Hearted Woman. Just a great country album outlaw country album by Tom Paul Glazer. He was on the MGM label that came out in 1975. And then we've got, lastly, Ray Wylie Hubbard and the Cowboy Twinkies. A great songwriter, Ray Wylie Hubbard, still going, less that I know, less I knew of. Always has some great lyrics in his tunes, just a unique artist. This one, West Texas Country Western Dance Band, I might have you check out. But yeah, Ray Wylie Hubbard, great artist. And that is my entry. I hope everyone's doing well, and you still have a chance to enter his contest. So please do. Thank you.